Hey, good evening, fam. Good evening. Wrapping up my evening today. It's been a very long day today. A day full of appointments and running quotes and going through financial analysis. It's just one of those days today, right? And the more and more I am talking to people, right? Like this whole retirement thing, I think a lot of people need to take it more seriously than they are. It's almost like people are just nonchalant about it and people don't care. And which to me is wild, right? Because I'm just like a lot of people are gonna be in a heap of trouble. A lot of people I'm meeting so many. So a few months ago, I believe it was December, I did a video in reference to an article that AARP made in reference to people who are the age of 50 to 66 have zero retirement income, right? 20% of those people, in that group, 20% of people in that group have zero retirement income. Now, 20% is a lot of people. And then the remainder of that group, 68 to 70% of those people say they know that they're not ready for retirement, which means they don't have enough money, right? Now, why am I bringing that up? Because the more and more I sit down with people, this past few months, my average client have been people in their 50s and above that don't have any retirement savings. So that article wasn't lying. That article was not lying. This is why I love data, because data tells the truth. Data paints a picture. I know some people are living out here and they're like, oh yeah, we don't care about data. That don't mean that's everybody. But it does mean something. And sometimes people who think like that are usually the one who end up in that scenario because they don't take the information seriously. As I'm wrapping up today, right? So again, I get stuff that comes through my email, that I'm reading all the time. And it's an article here on MoneyWise. And you guys may want to take a seat when you hear this. And this is why I say I don't understand for the life of me why people are not taking this more seriously than they are. It's the way we are living right now is scary to me. It's almost like and please I apologize ahead of time for saying this, but it's almost like in a nonchalant, childish way that a very or irresponsible, like you just don't care. It's like people just don't care. They want to live for today. It says here, according to Fidelity, a 65-year-old who retired in 2023 can expect to spend an average of $165,000 in healthcare and medical expenses throughout retirement. Let me paint you a bigger picture. You retire, you save $500,000. And this is why I always preach, for example, saving in an account that you don't have to pay taxes. Because taxes and your healthcare costs is going to eat up majority of your retirement income. So at least let's remove the heavy load, which is the taxes. Most people are saving in their 401k, 403b, and IRA and things like that, right? I usually move my clients towards what's called a index universal life. Here's the reason why. So based on this article, for example, right? According to Fidelity, a 65-year-old who retired in 2023 can expect to spend on an average $165,000 in healthcare costs and medical expenses throughout their retirement. Well, if you have an IUL, it will actually help you eliminate taxes, so you get to keep more of your money. And then in the event you have a health challenge like cancer, heart attack, stroke, dementia, renal failure, etc., you can now activate your life insurance while you're still living and draw the money from your death benefit to take care of those expenses. Listen, if you stay with me this far, I am a new content creator. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, because what I have to share with you is vital information that can save your life. And I will also like for you to share it with people that you love, people who you're close with. Because again, I have 16 years of knowledge. On top of the knowledge, I've actually seen this work in real time for a lot of my clients. Most of y'all saving in your 401k. Well, 401k, if you save $500,000, 35% and 40% is going to the IRS. Boom, that's done. Then now you're going to take another $165,000 that you may have to spend throughout your lifetime. You are broke. When I sit here and I talk to people about starting now, starting early, I don't even like to talk about $500,000, because we know that's not a number that you can live comfortably in. You want to be thinking $1 million, 1.5, 2 million to be secure. That's the true number. But people don't want to tell you that, because it will turn you off. It will scare you. But it can be done. A lot of discipline will have to be applied. A lot of discipline will have to be applied. Again, I've said this many times in most of my videos. I had to realize this myself. Whereas right now I'm contributing 30% into my deferred comp plan. As we're speaking, I'm looking into when enrollment start again in December, to go from 30% to 40%. And I'm trying to figure out what I can pay off right now in the next 9 months, what I can pay off right away. You understand? So I can now start to move that money into this plan. You understand? So it's all about knowing. And then once you know, now you got to take action. If you know but you don't take action, then at that point, it's on you. It's on you. In addition, it's important to examine your finances and see what the numbers look like. AARP found that 20%, which I just mentioned, of Americans aged 50 and over have no retirement savings. The median retirement account balance of household of those aged 55 to 64 was only $185,000 as of 2022. I don't know how we got here. I don't know how we got here. Let me tell you, I have an advice for most of us. Go to work and come straight home. Don't buy nothing. Don't shop. Don't do nothing. Because if this is true, people between the age of 55 to 64 only have 100. Because remember, there's a pocket of, there's a 20% of a group of people, right? 20% of people between the age of 55 to 64 have zero retirement account. $0 saved at all. Then there's another pocket of people who only have 185,000 saved. We are in trouble. We are in trouble. And a lot of it is self-inflicted. Everybody that lives in America can have a wonderful retirement and retire well and secure if they start to save money. And saving money might be, I don't get to do the things that I'm accustomed to doing that makes me feel good. I can't go to the bar. There's a bar not too far from me. And I'm looking like, how do they say we're in a recession? And the parking lot is full. People are still spending. I know for on the average, that particular bar, because I know drinks are expensive in that bar. I know, and they got nice food. So I know on the average, if a person goes in there, they're not spending no less than $110. And Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, that parking lot is full. So, in order for this not to be you, it's things that you're just gonna have to get rid of. I'm sorry. Most of y'all know me. If you see my hair, it's usually not this full. I usually get a haircut every week. Me getting a haircut every week costs me about $300 a month. I had to step back. I'm like, nah, okay, cool, no problem. You know what? I got a customer. I can go every 2 weeks like normal people. I don't need to go every week. I can go every 2 weeks like normal people. You understand? I used to go to that same bar that we're talking about. That's how I know how much it costs. All right? I don't go there anymore. So I'm saving me about $400 a month. Right? Right? I only have 2 major trips planned for this year. Just 2. And one of it, I won as a contest with the company. And that's Hawaii. So the company's paying for everything. All I'm doing is showing my beautiful face when I land in the island. That's it. I don't pay for flight. I don't pay for hotel. I don't pay for my Uber leaving my house to the airport. I don't pay for the Uber leaving the airport at the island to my hotel there. I don't pay for food. I don't pay for nothing. Only thing I have to pay for is like extra excursion if I want to do that. You understand? And then the other trip is towards the end of summer, which is coming out of pocket. That's it. Whereas every year I would do 4 trips. Actually 5, because every year I qualify with the company. So 4 I'll be paying for out of my pocket every year. That's what I was accustomed to doing. Because I love beaches. And I love summer. I'm not doing that this year. That's thousands of dollars that's wasted. Northwestern Mutual survey found that Americans believe that it takes $1.46 million to pull off a comfortable retirement. So you need to save where your savings fall and what sort of annual income your nest eggs might allow for. I just mentioned that 500K ain't gonna do it. You're gonna need at least a million, 1.5. Two will make you super comfortable. 2 million will make you super comfortable. But 1 million to 1.5, you can pay the bills. You can still do things, right? And you don't have to go to work. Listen, folks, as you're listening to this, I don't want you to think this is doom and gloom. It's not. This is a message for action. I know a lot of people like to keep their head in the sand and act like they don't know or act like it's not happening. That ain't gonna work. That's not real life. That's not how life works. Because once your head comes out that sand, life is still lifing. Life is still lifing. You can't run away from the responsibility of life. So listen, I'm going to close with this. If you're watching this and you know this is you, it's no point of avoiding it any longer. It's no point of avoiding it any longer. Action must be taken. There is no other way around this, or else you will be destitute. In as a senior, it's okay being destitute. Well, it's not okay, but it's a whole lot better being destitute as a young, vibrant individual that can go out and make it happen again. You understand? That can go out and you know what? I can work 2 or 3 jobs. But you ain't fitting me working no 2 or 3 jobs as a 65-year-old. I haven't seen it yet. I have not seen a 65-year-old working 2 or 3 jobs yet. A lot of people are on pace for being financially stricken, for being destitute, if they continue to think this is a game. I want you guys, once you're done watching this, log on to ssa.gov, because for some reason, some of y'all might be sitting here thinking I'm going to get Social Security. You'll be surprised. I want you to log on to ssa.gov, put in your credentials, and it will tell you how much you're possibly, if it's still going to be there, able to get during retirement. On the average, it's going to be about $1,800, $2,100 before taxes. There's a reason why I force myself to do the 30% in my deferred comp plan. If I'm going to be honest, I'm going to say I probably save about 50%, 45 to 50% of my income, because 30% goes into my deferred comp plan, and then I do like another $1,800, $2,000 that goes into my IUL. And when I tell you guys, sometimes, some months, some months be rough. Some months it's things that I'm not accustomed to. Right? I'm accustomed to just swiping and just doing whatever. As a matter of fact, let me see if I could find it. That's right there. As a matter of fact, as of where we at here. So this is March 13th. As of March 13th, for my deferred comp plan, they've already taken out $10,939. That was as of March 13th. I haven't even pulled, because right now we're in April 10th, I think, right? I forget what day today is this. Let me ask you a question. You don't think we use $10,000 right now? So that's about $3,300 something dollars a month that's going into this account. Now, I have to make a drastic move like that because I'm not 25. I'm not even 35. I'm 47. And if I don't do this, I'm going to end up being part of the statistics that these people are talking about here. I'm going to be part of the people who I see every week who have no life insurance. Well, I got life insurance, so I've had it now for over 20 years. But the people here who don't, who we know cannot retire. When you're done watching this, I want you to just close, when you're laying in bed tonight, just close your eyes and imagine being 70 and still having to work. And you're working to pay bills. Not because you're bored. So you're forced at 70 to work to go pay bills. I want you, as you wake up in the morning, start to be aware and look at older folks around you and seeing how they're moving, how their body, how they're not the same anymore. You understand? I know some older folks are still young and vibrant, they're working, they're doing the thing, that's fine, but that's not typical. Everybody's gonna age, everybody's gonna change. And you gotta plan for your golden years, you gotta plan for your latter years in life. I know it sounds good now that we're gonna, hey, let's go party, let's go buy that Dior, let's go buy that Chanel, let's go get them Gucci, let's go to Dubai, let's go to Antigua, let's party it up like tomorrow's not ever coming. Sounds good. Sounds good. Right? But you know what don't sound good? Being old and destitute. That is not a good look. So you enjoy your younger years just to get older and be destitute. That is scary. So I'm going to close. Listen, again, if this is you and you're watching this and you keep on saying, I get to it, I don't think there's a better time, because I keep getting these data daily, which means there's something going on out there that they are seeing and they want you to know. So it's not a secret. I get this type of data every single day. Just me reading this data to you caused me anxiety. You hearing it, it should make you sad and depressed if you're not doing the right thing. And some people are going to say, well, I got too much bills. I don't make enough. Well, get a part-time job. Get a dual career. This is not a time to make excuses. At this point, excuses does not matter. Nobody cares. Nobody's going to care. You cannot make, in this position right now, you cannot make an excuse. If you don't make enough, there's nothing that you can do but either start a business or get a dual career or something. Because you have to plan for your retirement. There's no other way around it. Ain't no pension. Pensions are gone. Pensions are gone. Social Security is getting depleted. So what you gonna do? Again, listen, this is you, and you want to sit down and do your analysis and get the ball rolling. Text me at 443-208-5480. That's 443-208-5480. Or you can go to my site, which is TitanEvolutionGroup.com. That's TitanEvolutionGroup.com. Okay, fill out what your interests are, what questions you may have, and then I'll get to you ASAP. All right. Other than that, listen, you guys have a wonderful and blessed night, and I hope to see and hear from you soon. Talk to you later.